Hello, gorgeous executive team. I thought I would do another fun email to give you your weekly Hello, gorgeous executive team update. So I'm coming live to you from my dining room, which is been transformed into my office. And I just wanted to let you know like all the cool things and what we're doing to really stay on top of this transformational time, let's say, that we're in right now. So I've just got a few points. Give me 10 or 15 minutes of your time and I'll catch up on everything that's happening right now. So first thing I wanted to address was the passing of E's father. You guys all got that message. I know that she left this morning to head east to be with her mom, and I texted her this morning to let her know that we were thinking about her and praying for her, and she texted me just about 10 minutes ago and she made it. They were pulling into the driveway, so her travels were safe, and I told her I was praying for a bubble of protection over her, so I think that helps, so that's good. So just keep that and Alyssa in your prayers, and as I learn more of what's happening or if they need anything, I will let you guys know. I know a couple of people have reached out about the possibility of a meal train, so I don't know, but if I hear something or if we can help, then I'll let you guys know. The next thing I wanted to tell you about was last Saturday, Trisha and I went into the office, and I don't know if you guys remember or not, but next week actually we were supposed to go to Denver to be a part of Erica Sunshine Lee, the Nashville recording artist that had come and visited us in January. We were supposed to go out to Denver to be a part of her music video, only nobody's going to Denver. So she still wanted to make the music video happen, and she's doing a video for this awesome song called Change the World. And the line that we had to do was, "You could be the girl that changed the world." And so we went into the office on Saturday. What she had contacted me about was if we would be willing just to do some snippets of videos to send to her so that they could still make this music video that she wants to. So actually it was Trisha and I and Brianna, and Seth was our camera operator, and we went into the office and we did some different videos in front of the big HG in our in the office, the waiting room area. But then we also went out to the bus. And we did some on the outside of the bus and we did some on the inside of the bus. So I'm really hoping that we gave her some good footage and lots of different things that she could choose from. Because we want to be a part of this music video for her, because we are the girls that change the world. So I'll keep you guys posted and let you know what's going on with that. So, you know, the big thing right now that we're just really trying to do is just stay connected. You know, my heart is breaking because all of these salons aren't working right now, which means that we're not doing any makeovers. Actually, I was doing a workout this morning and I got a notification that A Plus in Crown Point was actually supposed to do a makeover today. And so, you know, not seeing any of those before and after pictures, you know, that's my juice. That's what I love to be able to, that's the fruits of our labor, that we do all the behind the scenes stuff so that that stuff can happen. And that's what makes us successful. So we're trying to find other ways that we can stay connected to the salons so that when this all blows over, that we, you know, they want to come back to us. I pray every day that they miss this. I pray that they miss being a part of Hello Gorgeous, that they feel like something is missing, like what I felt. And so we're trying to stay connected with them as well as being connected to the gorgeous women and giving them what they need during this time, since they're not getting the makeovers. So we're really working hard to be able to do that. So one of the things that I did, I'm going to reach over here, hang on, was Alyssa had done this great sheet for me. And it's basically tips to stay in touch with your clients. So I wrote a blog last night and Josh helped me and we put it up on our website. So it was just tips that I came up with. So hopefully salon professionals will get on they'll get on Instagram, they'll get on YouTube, and they'll do some of these tips that we were talking about that I shared with them. How-to tutorials, you know, do a product knowledge class with the products that you've got in your bathroom. Different things, you know, the stylists miss their clients, but their clients miss the stylists too. So I want to be able to feed the stylists and the salons, because if they're successful, we're successful. So I want to make sure that we're supporting them. So I created this. The other thing that I created yesterday was basically a checklist. You know, when these salons go back into their businesses, it's not business as usual. And it's like what we talked about last week. It's almost that they need to take what we taught and what I created in the Hello Gorgeous certification program with all the sterilization and the sanitation things that they've done. So I created a checklist that they can download of the different areas in the salon that they really need to address. You know, the seating area, in your reception area, that stuff needs to be 6 feet apart. When I went to the doctor's office with my mom last week, they actually had one chair that was forward and one chair that was behind, so that, you know, it was against the wall, that you couldn't sit in those chairs. The waxing areas, the shampoo bowls, even so much as being able to, when you pick up a bottle of shampoo, or you use the pump on the shampoo, all of that really needs to be wiped down, because you're touching somebody that may have touched something, and so it's all these touch points that maybe they don't think about. So I created a checklist that I'll write a blog about, that we can put up, so not only the stylists that we support, but stylists all in the United States that are going through the same thing, salons that are going, and suite owners. You know, I think about the relationship that we have with Salons by JC. You know, they've got a lot of touch points, but they've also got a lot of close space. You can't have 2 or 3 people in those suites and be able to stay 6 feet apart. So, you know, different things like that to be able to support them with their booking and that kind of thing. And so I'm also moving forward with the online course, which is what I said earlier. It's a combination of what all the safety precautions that we take for a Hello Gorgeous experience, as well as all of the sterilization and sanitation information that we learned when we were in beauty school. And so I want to show you, this is how I break things down, right? So I'm going to turn the camera very slowly so I don't make you sick. But there's my atrium doors, and that's what I worked on all day yesterday, were all the different areas in the salons and all the touch points that need to be addressed. And so I will then I'm creating an outline to go along with that, and then work on a PowerPoint that I can create the online course that we've talked about. So that was the whiteboard, and thank goodness for Post-it notes. Thank good for the Post-it notes that I had at home that I could work through some of that. So I think that we're in a good space. I think that a lot of the things that we're doing, I found a note to myself the other day, this morning actually, when I was journaling, that I wanted to create a bunch of one sheets for whether it's the gorgeous woman or whether it's the stylist. And so those things I'm going to work on, and Josh is going to help me, that not only will I create the sheet that they can download, but it'll help us collect information from other stylists so that we can build that list of people that we are supporting and that we want to continue to support. But also then we're getting more information out there, which is getting the name out there, which is what we need to do right now, is just make sure that people don't forget about us. That's really my big goal right now, is I want to make sure that people don't forget about us. So we're putting out new content. So every week, so we had a blog released last Monday. We had a new blog released this Monday, as well as the blog that I did. So I want to stay on that track where every Monday we're releasing a new blog. So if you guys can like it, share it, comment on it, you know, all the traction that we can get is the better. Then Josh wants me to be able to take some of our podcasts and write a small blog about that. So everything is linking back around, right? That the Facebook is linking to the YouTube channel where the podcasts are at. The YouTube channel is linking back to the website where a download would be, so that everything, and that helps with our SEO, so that we're raising to the top, which is what we want to be able to do. Monday, I'm recording 4 new episodes of our podcast. I'm really excited about that. We've got Trisha learned about, actually Mickey introduced Trisha into something called block therapy, which helps break down the fascia. And actually, since Trisha started to doing the block, and the reason that she started it was because Mickey introduced her to it, but Mickey was having back problems, and she does the block, and it's block therapy, and she doesn't have any back problems anymore, not as frequently as she did. And so Trisha started to do that. And so this woman, her name is Deanna Hansen, and she created this block therapy, and she's actually out of Canada. So she's going to be one of my guests. I have a returning guest out of, I think she's from Colorado. And then I'm really excited to bring some awareness to a couple of local organizations. So one of my guests is Teal Bishop. And Teal is the founder and the director of A Rosie Place, and they provide respite care for medically fragile children. And the other one, my last guest on Monday, is Becky Savage. She lost 2 of her sons to an opioid overdose a couple of years ago, and she is the founder of the 525 Foundation. So I'm really excited about our guests this time. I think that there's a lot of inspirational stories that will come out of that, and I'm really glad right now we're able to to kind of stay connected and, to bring some hopefully national, international awareness to a couple of organizations that are national, because both of those local organizations also want to grow nationally. So I'm excited to be affiliated with them, but I'm also excited to see where we can grow. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is that I don't like not doing more for cancer patients. We're putting it out there. I'm getting it on the internet, but if they're not looking for it, so I want to do something more locally. So Trisha is reaching out to some of the patient navigators in town, the ones at Memorial that we dealt with when the kids from the South Bend Youth Leadership bought the books last year. She's reaching out to them. We want to reach out to Michiana Hematology Oncology and basically ask them, what do you need for your patients? Maybe there's something that we've not even thought about. But, if it's a banner that just sits outside of the infusion center that says, we love you, you're not forgotten. No matter what's happening with COVID-19, these people that are going through cancer still have to go through cancer treatment. And this is just one more thing that they have to worry about now. So I want to come up with ways to be able to calm them, to support them. Maybe right now, because Josh created that digital download, we can't actually take books in there because they wouldn't let us take the books in there, but we have the digital download. So maybe it's just something that we create, or we give them some sort of a coupon code and direct them to direct their patients to these pages where they could just get a digital download of our books right now. So whatever that looks like. So we've got a team Zoom meeting Monday night at 6 p.m. So I'm putting this out there now so that you guys can kind of think about that too. We couldn't, I thought about the carnations. Those went over so well when we did it for Mike's Day of Giving. They won't let us bring any of that stuff in. So whatever we do, I don't know that it necessarily needs to be done virtually, but it'd have to be outside. I think about that side yard that's at Michiana Hematology Oncology. If it was a big banner that somehow we attached to stakes and just put it in the side yard there, or something at the South Bend Clinic where their infusion center is. So just kind of put your thinking caps on it. And in the meantime, we're going to contact the patient navigators to find out exactly what it is. And again, maybe they've thought of something that we haven't thought about that we can use to support these individuals as they're going through their cancer treatment. So one of the other things I want to do is, how are you guys doing through all of this? It looks like we're going to be, I was listening to the news the other day, and it sounds like we've not reached our peak. I thought that it was supposed to be this week that we were reaching our peak. Now they're saying that we won't reach our peak for 2 or 3 more weeks. So, this shelter in place thing may go on for a couple of weeks yet, which is good because that means we're flattening the curve, which is what they wanted us to do. It was a catch-22. If we let it spiked quick, then dropped quick, and then it was done. But if you flatten the curve, it kind of it stretches it out a little bit further, I guess. So, we may be in this position for a couple more weeks yet. So, just really checking in with you guys. And so I wanted to share a couple of things. And one of them is I want you to really stay focused on your goals. I've got my vision board that I redid. I've got it behind me. And so I want you to really focus on that. When I read the book, Girl Wash Your Face, and actually Anna and Trisha and I did this for a while, and we were accountability partners, and I've kept up with it. But one of the things that I started to do is every single morning before I get out of bed, I write my goals back down again. Everything that's on my vision board, I write it down. And seeing those first thing in the morning helps me focus on, okay, what am I going to do today that's going to help me achieve those goals? One of the goals that I have is to help 1 million women a year with cancer smile when they look in the mirror. So that's one of my big goals. So I want to make sure that a lot of what I do that day is going to get us to that goal. It's going to help us help these women smile when they look in the mirror. Give them the tools, give them the tricks, whatever it is that we need to do, that's what I want to be able to do. But if you start your day out where you're actually writing your goals down every single morning, that will really help you stay focused. And you don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. All you need to do is believe that it will happen, because that's what the law of attraction is all about. God is the one that kind of brings it to you, but he has to know your heart, and he needs to have your focus. And so if you focus on those things and you just have faith of a mustard seed that thinks these things will happen, they will happen. So I want to challenge you from now till the next couple of weeks. One of the first things I want you to do in the morning is just write your goals down, so that way then you're intentional and you're looking forward to what's ahead. You're not thinking about the next couple of weeks. You're thinking about where you're going to be at the end of the year. And I've told you guys this story before, but I'll tell you again. The year that 2008, when things were bad, and they said that we were in a recession, and I met a gentleman that had worked for FedEx, And when FedEx, the president of FedEx, was interviewed about the recession, his comment was, "I choose not to participate." And I grabbed a hold of that. And that whole year during 2008, that was my whole thing. You know, people would say, "Is it affecting your business?" And I would just say, "I choose not to participate." And I'll never forget that year. I took my taxes into my accountant, and every other person that was in my business that he did their taxes for, their business had dropped down, and I actually increased that year. And he said, "Boy, what did you do?" He said, "You were really, successful. I don't see this with a lot of people, that their income increased." And I was very honest with him, and I just said, "I chose not to participate." So I always think whatever the Henry Ford saying is, you will or you won't. Either way, you'll write. It just depends on what your attitude is. So I really want to challenge you to write your goals every day. On one sheet in my journal, I write my goals every day. And on the left side, I write 10 things that I'm grateful for. And so during this time, I want to challenge you to do that too. Every day, I want you to write at least 10 things that you're grateful for. And Anthony Robbins always said, you can't be grateful and fearful at the same time. And so it's okay to be a little fearful right now because it's unknown. Like, none of us have ever been through this right now. I said to Seth the other day, I give so much kudos to these high school kids right now. Not once, well, I guess maybe one time Seth has said, "Hey, can so-and-so or come over, or can I go spend the night?" And I've had to tell him no. But, it's really one time. These kids are doing such a great job. And so I really, truly believe that. You cannot be grateful and fearful at the same time. So I think during times like this, it's really important that we stay grateful. So I want to challenge you in the morning. I want you to write down all of your goals. And on the page right next to it, I want you to write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And then, I guess maybe it brought to mind to me that I'm interviewing Teal Bishop, who is from A Rosy Place. And right now, again, this is just such an uncertain time for all of us. And I know we'll come out of it because we always do. And I think we're going to bounce back quicker than what anybody anticipates, because that's just what America does. But instead of focusing on the things that you can't do right now, focus on the things that you can do. I got up this morning and I worked out, and Seth had to work 11 to 4, and I was able to make him, scrambled eggs and toast and an apple before he went to work today. Now, I may not have been able to do that otherwise. He certainly wouldn't have been working 11 to 4, but I'm so grateful right now, especially knowing that in 18 months my child's going to be going off to college, that I have all of this time right now, that we're able to spend dinners together, that I can work from home, that even though he's upstairs working on schoolwork and I'm downstairs, we're still in the same house. I need you to start focusing on the things that you can do, right? So when I went, I think it was a year or so ago, I went out to A Rosy Place. I love being able to meet people from other nonprofits. I want to see what they're doing. I want to know their success stories, because many of them are grassroots just like we are, especially a lot of the local ones. And so I remember going out and meeting with Teal, and she had said, her whole focus was to find the yes. That these parents would come in and bring these children in. Now they can't do this and they can't do that and they can't eat late and here's their medications and all of these things. But Teal would say, okay, but can they take a bubble bath? Can I take them for a walk? Can we go on a swing? Can they paint? Can they color? Can they dance with their hands? Whatever it is, even though they're in a wheelchair, she would work really hard until she got a yes. And none of us are in the situation that we want to be in right now. But you know what? We're all in this together. And there are yeses that are out there. If you look for the no's, you'll find the no's. No, you can't go out to eat on Friday night right now. No, you can't go to TJ Maxx and spend money. No, you can't, go into McDonald's. You can't go sit at Starbucks. You can't go sit at Panera. And this is difficult for me too, because I really have to focus, with so many things that I want to do to the house. There's always something. There's a load of laundry. There's a load of dishes. I really have to focus, but I have to focus on what I can do. I'm grateful right now that what we're doing, we can do remotely. Right? That we can do a lot of the things online that we're able to do, that we're able to support the women that we can support. I'm looking at all the things that we can do. We can't do makeovers right now. But as Trisha said earlier this year, and I was so grateful that she recognized that and she was able to bring it to me because I didn't see it. And that is that the makeovers are just one pillar of what we do. We have so many other ways that we can support these women. So we're going to keep looking until we find the yes. And I want to really encourage you, whatever it looks like for you, I want you to spend your time finding all of the yeses, right? We can all get outside. We can all go for a walk. We can all go for a car ride. You know, you may not be able to go inside Starbucks, but you could go to Starbucks. You know, I've gone to McDonald's and gotten an iced tea, and I have a roll of wipes in my car. And as soon as I get the cup out and I wipe it down and I wipe the steering wheel down and I sanitize my hands. Yes, it's a different protocol, but is it something that I enjoy doing? Yes, I do. And so I'm able to make it work because I can. I found that yes. And I really want to encourage each of you to find that yes. So when I see you on Monday night, I want to know how it's going with your journaling. I want to know if you're writing your goals down. I want you to bring to me a couple of things that you're really grateful for. And I want you to see if maybe you can come up with one thing that maybe you didn't see before, that right now that you transformed the way that you looked at it, and you actually found the yes in a situation that you didn't think that you could find the yes for.